Hello everyone, welcome back to 5 Minutes with Jen. Every month we spend 5 minutes with Jen, who is the head of our collection development section here at the library, and she brings us 5 of her favorite books for the upcoming months. So this month we're looking at some new stuff and we're very excited to hear what she has to offer. Hi Jen.
Hi Marianne, how are you?
Very well, thanks.
Good. The first book is one that I am totally being an evangelist for. It has been longlisted for the Booker, a prize that I think is too smart for me. Past winners, I just have not been able to embrace, but David Nicholls, I love David Nicholls. David Nicholls' past book, One Day, was one of my favorite summer books from about 3 years ago. It took one day over 20 years in the life of a couple. Us is another love story, but it's a backwards kind of love story because it begins with this man's wife saying to him, I think our marriage has run its course and I think it's time that we parted. They then embark on a grand tour of Europe with their teenage son, and the man looks back on his life with his wife and his family. It's funny. He is one of the funniest people I have had the joy of reading in a very long time. It's funny, it's touching. It's got a lot of meat in it for your book group. It comes out in October, and let's hope that it gets shortlisted for the Booker. Maybe it won't be so smart for me this year.
I want this one. I'll read it now.
Some Luck by Jane Smiley is tied for first place for my favorite book of the year. It begins in 1920, and each year is a chapter in the year of the life of a family in Iowa farming. Begins in 1920, goes to the early 1950s. Some years are quiet, not much goes on, just like with real life. Some years are catastrophic, some years are triumphant. I can't get these people out of my head. I adored them. It's part of a trilogy. 2 and 3 are coming out, I think, within the next year, which is good because I don't want to leave these people behind. I will reread this, which for me says a lot. Jane Smiley won her Pulitzer for 1,000 Acres, which was King Lear, set in Iowa. But I think this is her great American novel. I can't say enough good things about it. I'm really excited for this one. It comes out in October, too.
Okay, is this a standalone, though, Jen?
It is a standalone.
Just this one?
You can read just this one, but you're not going to want to read just this one. Okay. You're going to want to keep going.
Great.
Stuart Onan is something we love here at the library.
Totally love him.
We love Stuart Onan. We love you. This is Take note. This is West of Sunset. This is his new one that I believe is also coming out in January. It's coming out in January, so you're in on the skinny on this one. Stuart Onan looks at F. Scott Fitzgerald's last year in Hollywood. And I don't know how he did it, but he got it. You feel like you're inside Fitzgerald's head. And it's got the whole cast of characters. There's Fitzgerald, there's Hemingway, there's Dorothy Parker, there's Robert Benchley. They're all slogging it out in Hollywood. They're all doing what they can to make a buck. These beautifully talented human beings reduced to just slag writers in Hollywood. This will break your heart. It's a break your heart book. Fitzgerald was a man who was torn between the duty to Zelda, his wife, who was so tragically mentally ill that she could not be in a hospital, and Sheila Graham, who ended up being his caretaker for the last year of his life. I love this book. Marianne's getting it as a book in a bag. Ask if you want a copy. I'll be happy to share mine with you. But we love it.
Stuart Onan has that unique ability, don't you think, to put himself in someone else's place and write like that person. The book that we read, Emily Alone, my book group read, he told it all from a woman's perspective, and you had a hard time thinking that it had been written by a man. So yes, he's a wonderful writer.
He's a wonderful writer, and he totally, like I said, he totally got into Fitzgerald's head, and the man torn between duty and longing, and it was wonderful, absolutely wonderful, and self-destruction. He was a very self-destructive man, but I loved that book. And then for our final book, I know we've talked about this before, but the New Yorker did a little blurb on it this week in this week's edition, which has one of the wittiest covers ever, in my personal opinion. Flying Shoes by Lisa Howarth. Lisa's coming when?
September 19, she'll be here.
Yep, and we're so excited. I want Mary Bird to be my best friend. Mary Bird is one of the most unique voices I've listened to in a long time, and we're so excited that she's coming. If you'd like to come to the book group, please pick up a copy of the book and read the book, and that gets you entree into the exclusive book club that Marianne and Pat Sherry have set up for Lisa's coming to the library. The book begins with Mary Bird getting a phone call saying that they have solved the cold case of her brother's death, and she needs to come home to Virginia so that they can literally put the bones to rest. But it's funny, it's smart. There's still phrases that stick in my head. I can't say enough good things about this book. So grab
And
a
it's
copy.
loosely based on the
her real life.
author's real life.
Yep.
So it has all the more import, I
Yep.
think. Yes.
Yep.
It's a wonderful book.
Yeah, it's a wonderful. That's what we've got for you this month. Thanks.
If you would like to take a closer look at any of these books, please contact us. We plan to have them all as a book in a bag for our book groups. And secondly, if you'd like to catch up on any of Jen's past 5-minute segments, you can find her now at darienlibrary.org/Jen, where she has her own page called Jen's Page. Nice to see you. Hope to see you again next month.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Jen.
Welcome, Marianne.